conversation is for the woman who knows she is called to more, but keeps circling instead of deciding. Not because she's unqualified, not because she lacks experience, but because she's been waiting for clarity to feel safer than her courage. So, this evening, we're going to be talking about why smart women stay stuck longer than they should. And I know what that feels like because I stayed stuck for years. And I'm here to help you with that situation. And more importantly, how to stop circling and start moving with more intention without burning out or feeling like you have to start over. Welcome to Stepping Out with Valarie Harris. I'm Dr. Valarie Harris, and this is where purpose driven women leaders and educators learn how to move from clarity to confidence. And you do that by having one decision at a time. So if this message already feels personal, type ready in the chat and stay with me because what I'm about to share may shift how you have been seeing your next move. Okay? So just think about that for a few minutes because tonight I'm going to leave you with 3 things that can help you with the circling that's been going on because you have all these ideas, you haven't written them down anywhere. Because Habakkuk 2 and 2 says, write the vision, make it plain. So you haven't written it down, but you got it all in your head. You got to release it from your head and write it down. So what I want to tell you is that let me start right here, right now, because some of the most capable, intelligent, educated women I know are the ones who stay stuck the longest. And look, it's not because they don't know what to do. It's not because they lack the experience, not because they aren't qualified. It's because they overthink it. Instead of moving, instead of practicing, instead of putting it in action. Smart women are trained, and I'm considered one of those because I feel like I don't know everything, but I know what I know. But most smart women are trained to gather more data. You just keep on getting all this data. But what are you doing with the data? Prepare a little longer. That's what you feel like. I need to just keep on preparing a little longer. Well, you're missing out doing all that preparation because God has already put the things in you that He wants to keep developing for you to use for somebody else. You're waiting until the timing feels perfect. There is no perfect timing. And then you want to feel like you need to avoid mistakes at all costs. Look, we all make mistakes. And the mistakes are learning tools for us. Every mistake that I have made have helped me to go to the next level. So don't worry about the mistakes because, listen, nothing is perfect. We are not perfect. We will never be perfect, okay? We can perfect in our craft, but we still won't be perfect. And while that sounds responsible, here's the truth. Overthinking is often fear wearing a professional outfit. You're looking good. You know what you know, but you're not doing anything with it. Because we call that being wise. We call it being prayerful. We call it being strategic. That's what we're saying to ourselves. But underneath it is nothing but hesitation. And guess what? I know what I'm talking about. Been there, done that, and wasted a lot of time. And listen, when the time is gone, you can't get it back. So hesitation doesn't protect your calling. It delays it because you're called to do more, but you are overthinking. You're overthinking. And the next thing I want you to look at, the circle. Here's what circling looks like. You think about it, you pray about it. Some of you might be journaling about it. You talk yourself almost into it, that'll talk you right out of it because you done overthought it. Because if God has put these ideas in your head, it's for a reason. And you cannot allow the naysayers to get in your head and stop you from doing some of the things that God has called you to do or created in you to produce to help the next person. Yes, we pray about things, but we pray about things and still miss things because when it comes to you, the things that you prayed about, when it comes to you, you say no. Sometimes you say yes, and then you turn around and say no. You have to stop that circle of saying, you have to stop that. We have to work on that because they're showing no integrity. When you tell somebody yes, and then they circle back around, and then you turn around and say no, listen, you already prayed about it, and then you said yes, and then you turn around and say no. How is God going to honor that? Because you're talking yourself right out of what you just prayed about. My. And the dangerous part, you feel productive while by staying still. Let me say that again. Circling feels productive, but it produces nothing because you're going around in a circle and you haven't done one thing that your smart brain has. You haven't written it down. You haven't made a step. It's just hanging out there. And then when you see somebody else do it, you get mad, you get upset. But you had the opportunity to do it yourself. And the longer you circle, the harder it's going to become to trust yourself. Because this is not about trusting anybody else. This is about trusting yourself from keep circling, and you haven't produced nothing. Because every time you almost make a move, you teach yourself that your instincts can't be trusted. As you turn around and don't do it. That's not wisdom. That's erosion. Engagement moments that you need to take, you stop yourself because you're overthinking. If this sounds familiar, type me in the chat. And if you don't want to say me, say ouch to yourself outside the chat. And look, it's no judgment in this zone. Because I just want you to be honest with yourself. Because I've been honest with myself. I know that was me at one point in my life. Had all these things in my mind, saying I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I kept circling. I kept overthinking and didn't do nothing. And wasted time. And time, guys, I'm here to tell you, time is precious. Because when it's gone, you can't get it back. Okay? You can't get it back. The next thing I want you to look at is the shift. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Clarity does not come from thinking. Let me say that again. Clarity does not come from thinking. Clarity comes from deciding. Because you got the clarity, but you stay stuck. You keep circling. You have to decide and make a decision one small step at a time. You have to push yourself, and nobody can push you. I'm here. I can help you. I can help motivate you to move, but the final decision is yours to make the decision that you're going to do something about your situation. You don't think your way into confidence. You have to decide your way into it by making a move. Movement creates evidence. Evidence creates the confidence, because once you move and you see what you've done, the evidence creates that confidence. So you got to make a movement. You got to do something. And you are the one that has to decide that. No one else can decide that for you. You have to put what you have in you into action. Because the woman who moves, even imperfectly, ends up clearer than the woman who waits. Because even in the movement, even if it's not perfect, it's okay. It's a teaching moment. It's going to help you get better and better. But you have to have movement. You have to do something. You have to stop saying in your mind, I can't do this. Yes, you can. Because guess what? We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I don't go out here and try to do anything on my own because I know God is my source. And anything I ask according to his will, he will show me. If I say I need to learn how to do ABC, and I sit down with him, he shows me. He's the greatest teacher. He will teach you. But you have to be open-minded and stop trying to do it alone. Because God is on your side. And there are other people that can also help you. Because that's what I do. I help women leaders step out of their comfort zone to make movement, to make have the answers. You already have the answers. You just have to you need some movement. So this is exactly why I created the Stepping Out Legacy Lab mini course. It's a 6 weeks course because most women don't need more information. You already got the information. Okay. You already got the statistics. You got all that stuff. You need structure. You need support and accountability while you practice moving again. Because something has happened to cause you to stop moving. And I know what that feels like. Been there. Done that. So before we close this evening, I need to say this very clearly. You are not behind. So say that to yourself. I am not behind. You are not late. Say, I am not late. You are simply standing at a decision point. Say, I am simply standing at a decision point that you have not made. And like I said, stop telling people, yes, you're going to do something, then you turn around and don't do it. What kind of integrity is that? And we as women leaders, we have a hard time with that, telling people you're going to do things and then don't do it. You need to have what it takes to do whatever it is that you say. Yes is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. Because when you say yes to someone, then you turn around and say no. What is your integrity? Where's your integrity as a leader? And if you are tired of circling, tired of overthinking, tired of trying to figure this out alone, this is exactly why I created the Stepping Out Legacy Lab mini course. Because this is for women who don't need more motivation. You need movement, you need structure, you need accountability. And when you work with me, I'm going to call you to be accountable for the things that you said that you're going to do. Okay? So the link to this, the Stepping Out Legacy Lab is going to be in the description. And if that's you, take the step. And remember, around here, we don't rush, but we don't stall either. I'll see you next week. Same place, same purpose. Until then, what I want you to do, I want you to stop circling and start moving, making movement, doing the things that you are capable of doing. You're smart, you're intelligent, you're educated, you got all these brains, you got all of these ideas, but you haven't did anything with the ideas. You haven't written them down. Write the vision, make it plain so whoever reads it can run with it. Okay? And you know I love y'all. And I'm here to help you. So it's time for you to step up and step out of your comfort zone and do the things that you have been called to do for a time such as this. And you know, every time I come out here, what do I tell y'all? Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, like, and share it with a friend. Okay? And here's my YouTube channel, Stepping Out with Valarie Harris. And this is my website, www.steppingoutwithpurpose. And look, go on and subscribe to my website because you'll get a newsletter of the new things that I'm doing, upcoming events that I'm doing, or either other things that you might not want to do the Legacy Lab, but that there might be other courses that I do teach that you can be a part of. I would love to work with you because you don't have to walk this walk by yourself. I'm here to equip you, to empower you, to inspire you, to step up, step out of your comfort zone, and make the things work in your life that you've been sitting up there overthinking and not moving and not making a concise decision about the movement that you need to make. And guess what, guys? That's all I have for you on this evening. And until the next time, I will be talking to you a little bit later.